Hello, in this video, I will review the signals provided by Sunshine AI Signals and how it can be used to trade ES500 or MES500 future contracts. You can also trade using options or ETFs such as the SPY. For those who have not viewed the introductory video, I strongly encourage you to do so. You can find that video as well as our other videos on our YouTube channel. And if you like any of our videos, please give us a thumbs up, a like, or hit the like button. We will appreciate that. As a brief review, you may recall that Sunshine Signals give 4 signals daily: the main signal, the short-term signal, the weekly signal, and the monthly signal. And those signals are the short-term, the day signal, a longer-term signal, and a long-term trend signal. In addition, every morning before the market opens, Sunshine Signals will provide supports, resistances, and a pivot point, which acts as the bull-bear line for the day. Sometimes an end of the day sequence will be provided, but not always. And if a trending day is detected, it will show as unilateral. And if it's not, it will show as not unilateral. Finally, pre-market, a reference chart will be provided. However, the reference chart is not to be used as the exact movement of the day, but simply a reference. In the following slides, we'll take a look at how all of this can work together to help find higher probability trades in a trading day. Before we get into this week's market activities, it is helpful to zoom out and take a look at the larger trend. As you can see here, we've been in a clear uptrend since the beginning of the year. And the market has gone into these consolidation zones. And then once it gets above it, it continues upward. And these are the 2 main consolidation zones that occurred in the year. And we just broke out of this one in June, and now it's on upward. And then you can see here that we're also in this consolidation zone here. So the question would be whether it will break down from here and maybe retest the top of this zone, or it will break out of this zone and continue its upward movement. This past week was a holiday week, so volume tend to be low. So we're expecting we're expecting low volume days. So it will either be range bound, or if we do see a trend, typically that trend will last. For July 1st, we see that the reference chart is giving us a generally up day. And if you will recall, we have said that for this week, what we're looking for is to see if it can break out of this consolidation zone. So if it can break above 55.88, which is the last high here, and if it does, we will see further movement. Or if for downside movement, we need to see 55.10 break, and then 54.90 to break. So here for Monday, the signal here is range, and there's no EOD sequence. And we have a trending day is not expected, and we have our pivot point at 55.40 here, which has been the pivot for over a week. I believe this area has been the pivot point for over a week. So market opened right around pivot, couldn't get above it, so that was a short opportunity, targeting the support here. And I know the support here says 55.03, but as we said, 55.10 to 15 level was kind of the area that we're looking for the market to break. So that would be the first target area. So the market came down. It came down shy. It did break 55.10, but you can see both the couple times it tested, there was a pretty snap up, and there really was not much selling activity to take it below. So that would have been a long opportunity here around the 55.10 area, and then targeting it back up towards 55.20 area and then 55.40 area. For Tuesday, July 2nd, the reference chart is showing pretty much range movement and then maybe a drop at some point in the day. And now let's look at the signal. The signal is showing range again, and not trending, no end of the day sequence. So market here opened, and again, our pivot points a little bit lower today. The market opened right around the pivot and it did down a little bit, but it ultimately recovered, and it didn't get anywhere near our support, but you know, it kind of bounced back and forth around our pivot. So that would have been a long opportunity, targeting resistance at 55.50, which hit, and then you know, our next resistance here. So here, I mean, people may have tried to short here, but recall that we this after 55.40, that was our pivot from yesterday. After that was broken, I probably wouldn't have shorted here. I mean, if I were to take a look short, I would probably look for the 55.60 area. So just because it's been consolidating in around 55.30 for a while. So this, you know, I wouldn't short it for you know, there's a 20-point movement in this market, in a bull market. I wouldn't take that short. July 3rd was a shortened day, so this typically is not a whole lot of movement. The reference chart showing a downward movement. But you know, but let's see what the signal says. Signal is range again. Our pivot points 55.45, so right here, and market open above our pivot and actually even above the 55.60 level. So here, that, you know, being that much above the pivot point, I would not be trying to short at any day resistance today. So I would have looked to buy dips. So you could have tried to go long at open, or you know, or go long here when the market gave a little kind of like a 7-point dip here, and targeting the 55.80 to 85 area. And then if that breaks, we will be looking at 55.88, which is our all-time high. And then once the market did hit and even went above, so it went above that to the 55.95. And again, this was a shortened day, so when you see this upward movement, typically the trend's not going to change. You know, it's going to be upward trend day. For July 5th, July 4th market was closed for regular hours, but there was a shortened future day. So you can see here, but it's very, very narrow range. I mean, we're literally looking at what, like less than 10-point range, maybe even 8-point range, give or take. So, but one area to note is that the low here appears to be about 55.85-ish area here. So that will be a level that we will be looking at to see if we break down under for on July 5th. So on Friday, our signal was range buy, so a slight upgrade. Pivot point moved up to 55.71. So recall that it had been in the 55.40 area for a couple weeks. So the fact that it moved up, you know, our bias is going to be to go long on dips. Market opened, and another thing to look at is that the support is above the pivot point today. So typically the support would be under it. So it's above it. So that's a sign that unless we see real selling pressure, you know, I'm not going to try to go short today on this day. So market open above the support, and of course that is significantly above the pivot point. So that would have been a long opportunity around this, and also we had noted that the low over the last couple of days in extended trading was 55.85 area. So this would have, either here or here would have been a long opportunity with a stop below 55.85. And the first target would have been the resistance here at 56.05, which it hit. And then after it got through this resistance, the next one would have been 56.25. And so, which it hit at the end of the day here, and that was actually the high. So 56.25 is the equivalent of 55.70. So, and that would have been the next resistance on the SPS was 55.70. Now zooming back out again, we see that now the market kind of went to this mini consolidation zone for a couple of days and it's broken out of it. So for the upcoming week, what we want to see is if it can get above 56.25 right here and continue up on its next leg up. And the next leg up, we're probably maybe looking at another 100 to 150 points, since this was this zone here. So I think that would be a good target if it continues up, or if it wants to come down. So if it tests this 55.80 area, so 55.85 is what we want to see it break first, and then after that, it may come down to test the 55.10 area again. And we really want to see it break the 55.10 area before we can see more downside. So I hope everyone had a good week and that you have a good week next week. If you're interested in joining Sunshine Signal, so you can email us here. Members do get real-time commentary. So a lot of the commentary you're receiving right now, you would get real time if you were a member. Hope this was helpful and happy trading next week.